Oh
Okay.
man, it wasn't that crazy.
All right.
All right, bro, we on. So yeah, get back to what you were saying. I was saying like detoxing from the internet.
I said, how can you detox from the internet when it's always around you? Like it's subconsciously inside your mind. So you're trying to detox from a subconscious thought. That's tough because it's like even when you're not on the internet or you're not on social media, you're constantly thinking about it. How do you detox from that?
Yeah, but I think that's because you don't detox from it, right? Like I think that the fact that we always are on the internet all the time, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, people gonna lie and say, no, I don't be on the internet. And I ain't even just talking about social media, bro. I'm
Yeah,
saying
you just
the
talking about
internet.
period.
Yeah, right. Because personally, if I keep it a band like the conversation we had earlier today, like I think a lot of that stems from not 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 detoxing. Like I think we spent
But if you detox from it, like for example,
realistically, how many times are you on how many hours on a day are you on the internet, bro?
me
Realistically.
personally, realistically, I would say out of the whole day,
Yeah.
probably like 4 or 5.
Think about that, Jay. That's almost a quarter of your
And
day,
that's in
bro.
spurts. That's a fact, but that's in spurts. It might be 30 minutes here, an hour here. But I looked at my screen time and I'm like, damn, I've been on it 4 hours.
So my next question to you would be, and only gonna work if we because I'm gonna go right after you. How many
Mhm.
times do you see something that you quote unquote compare yourself to?
Probably about 85 to 95% of the time.
And realistically speaking, so this is what I would ask. What did you
Mhm.
compare yourself to, or what standard did you set before the internet came out? Is what let me ask that. Before we
What
had
did I
all
get?
that, before
Well, the only standard I had was just like be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like be like it was just the normal standards like respect, just goals for yourself before the standards came. It wasn't like, oh, I need to have the hottest new car, the newest clothes, shoes, and all that. Like I was already swagged out way before that. So I really wasn't on that type of like I didn't need that because I already
Matt, what
had
up?
swag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it
Yeah.
came to all the extra shit, like I wasn't getting Alexander McQueen's and all that stuff because but other than that,
But I'm not. But
before
I'm
that,
not
it was
even
just
going. I'm
regular
not even
like
going
morals
there
and
though.
values.
But I'm saying not even. I don't because I don't think the morals and values get challenged. But see, this is the thing. People think that you subconsciously can. I mean, that you consciously compare yourself. I don't think you get on the internet and be like, "Oh snap, let me look. Let me like, Dad, why am I not doing that?" But like, if
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly being fed everybody's best moment,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to naturally. And because you have to think about it, you're looking at their best moment when you're not in your best moment. And
Right.
let's just say, for the sake of this argument, we don't share all the time. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you don't, let's say you don't share the good or the bad. But every
Right.
time you click in any app, YouTube, anything, you see
Mm-hmm.
everybody's best moment and
Mm-hmm.
you grinding right now. I don't think nobody looks at it and says, like, oh, dag, bro, I want that. But like subconsciously, if oh yeah, what up,
No.
man? You already know, man. Appreciate you checking in with
Yeah.
us,
Tell
bro.
Matt what up. What up. What up, Matt?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm saying, like, if you do that, I don't think you looking at it and comparing what you see, but subconsciously, whatever you see is like embedded in the back of your mind.
Yeah, but your subconscious turns into your conscious. So it starts whatever's embedded into you, you start to operate out of. So it may start out like that. It gets in your subconscious. You're like, oh yeah, well, dang, they 30, I'm 30. They doing this, I'm doing this because you're seeing the highlights. But you constantly the thing with social media is, and that's what's tough
I ain't
for
say
all of
social
us
media,
right now.
Jay. Internet.
Well, I am. No, I'm saying I am. Okay,
Okay, all right, all right,
internet, social media, whatever.
all
The
right.
tough thing about it is that you have to keep constantly telling yourself that this is people highlighted moments. Before then, you would only see moments when you interact with people. So it's like
For sure.
you don't have time to, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like every time I click on it, I see nothing but your best moments. Subconscious, like, well, damn, what am I doing with my life? Like, why is my joint not popping and I'm doing everything? So you subconsciously start comparing.
Yeah.
I have a great job. This person may have a decent job. How in the hell are they maneuvering like this? I got so you do it not intentionally, but over time. So this is what I'm fast forwarding to get back to your original question. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
detox off something, right? If you say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
let's detox from the internet, social media, right? It's just like a relationship. The more you detox from it, the more you're gonna want it. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen over time. Over time, you're gonna say, you know what? If I keep putting the proper measures in place, like I know I can get off of this. But originally, that's just like somebody detoxing off drugs. You're gonna think about it for the first whatever, and that difference between person. It could be the first weekend you good. Some people might have to detox for a year.
I get what you're saying. I don't. I agree that you're gonna want to end up. But this is the thing, bro. I think, see, I read this joint today, bro, that my little cousin shared, man. Shout out to Quan.
Okay.
Like, and
Shout
he
out
was
Quan.
like, I don't be deep in my feelings, I be deep in my thoughts. So when you say stuff like that, like I'm not deep in my feelings, I'm deep in my thoughts, bro. Most of the time, like, say if you something sparked the conversation between you and myself, you and whoever, me and whoever, right? I don't want to say 9 times out of 10, but like you read a meme or something that hit down on the internet, like, bro, I read this and it made me think of. So that means your thoughts, or even if the person who posted that, right, could have whatever intent in the world or just for a like, but they literally can control your thought pattern for that day, for that hour, for that time. And I think when it comes down to uniqueness, bro, it was about to say something off the internet. It was a joy I read that was like, bro, because it got me, bro. It was like comparison is the killer of joy. But Jay, me personally, I don't think you can spend all those hours on the app or on the internet and say it don't matter. I don't believe that. But everybody seems to think
you can't,
bro. Well, everybody seems to
you
think
can't
you can,
because okay, and those people, more power to them. They're much stronger than what other people are, including myself. You can't spend hours on something and not compare. Because at the end of the day, it's like
all right, Matt, let us know.
When I say compare, I don't mean consciously. I mean, you could start to compare subconsciously, which comes into your conscious. Like you're not doing it intentionally, but at the end of the day, bro, how can you expect to spend that much time and not compare? How?
Bro, I just think for me, bro, I think we start like the metaverse, right? Like I think we think the metaverse is like the digital world taking over, right? Like we trying to replace reality, but we sacrifice our reality for the digital world. So I don't see how people disagree with the metaverse when
we didn't have a choice.
What you mean?
You as long as you have a phone, you didn't have a choice. Social media was fed to you.
Okay, but I'm not even gonna go that deep yet. Think about it, Jay. And everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody's guilty of this.
Okay.
When you about to post something, post a picture, post whatever, do you not, even if it's not in its best form, do you not do everything, whoever, the people not do everything they can to make whatever they about to post look a certain way?
Absolutely.
So even then, in those moments, reality is eliminated, and now we're only doing it for the digital world. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Even without, so you can oh, Matt asked a good question, bro. He said, he said, do you believe parenting will continually increase in difficulty due to the internet? Continuously increase in difficulty due to the internet?
Yes. I do, because I mean, I feel
think
like
on
that,
both ends too. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like that because you have an increase. First of all, electronics are raising our kids right now. We can all relate. I have 2 beautiful girls. It's the same way. They're on their phone, their tablets. So what I try to do is eliminate that sometimes. Maybe if it's an hour or 2 out of the day, hey, let's put y'all electronics down. Let's go outside. Let's go skating. Let's do something, right? But at the end of the day, they're so drawn to their electronics that it's forming their mind. So, for example, you go on YouTube, like you say, social media, internet. You see some of the things that you see as far as like some of these little kids, how they talking to their parents, how they doing whatever. Subconsciously, these kids think that.
Sure.
And then they start to react like that. And then it's like you're trying to, you're trying to basically raise your kid and somebody else's way of thinking. They're not even being an actual kid at that moment. So I think it's tough for me.
So Cameron ain't that old yet, but I feel so 2 things, Matt. So yes, it's harder, but I think you have to balance out. So you was like, you take the girls outside, let's get outside, I think we have to balance out, because I don't count internet like at school when they're doing like schoolwork.
Right.
I think we have to eliminate the free roaming hours of the internet, and like, so maybe 2 hours to 1. So for those 2 hours they outside playing out, they get an hour to free roam internet. And the only reason I say that is because I think free roaming internet is dangerous than just internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's when you let kids live in the digital world versus see it. And when they live in it, like when they on it, like from Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning to when they go to bed, like, yeah, they interacting, but the most thing they doing is just sitting there on they whatever on the internet. You can't beat that. However, If you man is like, no, let's get a movie in as a family. Let's read something. Let's chill. And then after this, you can get your phone for a little bit, and then we get it back. You understand what I'm saying? But
I do.
The internet is becoming undefeated, bro. So, man, and the
second but we're doing that. Like at the end of the day, it's forming their minds. Like I said, so you see all these kids making millions of dollars unwrapping eggs or doing, have their own YouTube channels. So, it makes your kids want to do that stuff. I think the bigger issue is that we're not talking about is when it comes to the parents. And it's for all of us because all of us are guilty. What we're doing is the internet is becoming the new babysitter. Social media, not just social media, the internet in general. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm just speaking for certain things. I got you. And I'm telling you why. Because what people are not saying is that as parents in today's society, it gives parents a free time to be free. And because they have that freedom, it's like that's a break for them. So it's like, oh yeah, just go out there, get on your tablet and all that, because it's giving parents the time to actually get a break. But what we're not understanding is that's raising your child. Even though you're still a good parent, but you get to the point and kids remember that stuff. So if you talk to a kid and ask them what they did all day, how many times have you talked to my kids or talked to other kids? Hey, what you learned at school today? Half of them can't regurgitate it because they sit here and they'll say some simple shit like, oh yeah, we was counting.
I think it's more manageable than that, then, bro. I think to me, I think what you said 110% facts. I think the issue comes in, and you're right. A lot of parents try to get a break from the internet. You know what I'm saying? See, but that's the twofold. Like if you stuck in a tablet to the point where like you watching YouTube Kids and stuff like that, versus that's why I say free roam internet. Like here's your tablet, go do whatever you want to do. Versus you on your tablet, you beside me, and you watching Coco. Well, for me, it's Coco Melon right now.
Right.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I think when they get older, bro, you have to see. This is the thing. And this is going to flip it to something else. We've tricked ourselves in believing that I don't care what anybody says. We tricked ourselves into believing that the social media is the actual world. Like what happens and performs up there is really what matters in life, and it's really nowhere near like close till this day.
But how can you tell somebody it's not close when that's all you see? Every comparison that you have is social media. So Matt then when it comes,
I'm sorry, Jay, go ahead. I'm gonna read it after you go. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, then when it comes to that, that's your only comparison. Think about it. You see families on social media. You see everything on social media. So people only portray real reality and real life with social media.
Agreed. Matt said the internet has its pros and cons. At the end of the day, it's not going anywhere. So I think the challenge is figuring out how to adapt parents into the internet and technology. So
that's fair.
It is. But
that's fair, man.
I think we need to decipher between internet and social media, because internet includes like educational things and all that. I think social media, when you say internet, the internet don't scare me as much as social media, bro. It just don't.
But your question was based off of the reality of social media, right?
Yeah. So let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this, jumping out of the parenting world just to the adult world. And I'll answer it right after you. How much do you value social media? How much do you value social media?
I mean, I'm gonna be truthful, and you've been knowing me for a very long time. I don't value social media a lot. I'm barely up there. Like I get up there, I like people pictures and all that stuff. But as far as actual value to it, I don't really hold a lot of value to it. I mean, I just look at it as entertainment. Does it influence me? Absolutely. I'll be lying if I said that. But as far as hold that much value to me, like even, I'm not even the type that when I get up in the morning, like I use, you know what I'm saying? Like first thing, I gotta hop on. Like it's not that deep right now,
See, I don't see.
Because to me, it's like I read that article and it said in the first 15 minutes of your day, whatever you consume controls the rest of your day.
For sure.
The first 15 minutes. So what I choose to do is get up.
Where'd you get that article from? The internet? Gotcha.
I watched it on the internet. It was on YouTube actually.
Okay, gotcha.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Go ahead.
It was on YouTube though.
Hey, Jay,
that was good. That was good. I got it from
the internet. Go ahead.
And you remember that commercial? How you know it's true? Because it's on the internet.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. It's all right. So everything you said right now is faulty, but go ahead.
It's cool, bro. I got it from the internet, so it's legit.
All good.
But that, so I don't fault people or look down on anybody Yeah, it's cool, bro. I don't fault people or look down on people that want to get up and get on social media. Everybody handles it differently. I'm just speaking from my perspective. For
Sure.
me, it doesn't have a hold. I don't value it that much. What about you?
So I think it's twofold and gets foggy for me. You know what I'm saying? Being a podcaster and photographer, I think that it has its place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when you do things as a creator, I think social media is the biggest opportunity for you to connect with others. Like
Mm-hmm.
as far as people that are not around you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't mind going outside and doing street photography and going rapping with people. I done did that
Right.
plenty of times, but you got to realize when you do that, you become yeah, for sure, Matt. And so, Matt, how do y'all feel about the internet when it comes to business? So, how do y'all feel about the internet when it comes to business, Matt, and the internet when it comes to personal life? Or are y'all able to just completely separate it for whatever gain you need, and it doesn't influence your personal life? So, Matt, drop that and let me know what you think on that. But
Yeah. And the second thing is another question I have for you and Matt, business wise. You brought up a good point. How do you market and do anything outside of the internet now?
bro, and that's what we was kind of touching on earlier when I was talking to you earlier. So, like,
Yeah, I remember that's why I brought that back up
for
because you had
sure,
a good point. I was thinking like, how do you?
bro. So it's like the honestly, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You get the most people when we used to be in college, going to parties, da da da, rah rah rah, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dudes outside with the flyers that was promoting the next big party or like
Yeah, I used to be one of
in
them.
the club down the street, they was really
Yep.
low key in the grind with it with the marketing. Like that's
In the
really all that
trenches.
is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
in the trenches. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I think in this day and age, bro, it's so hard to market in person because people are so like, oh nah, like people are so like, why are you walking up to me? Or like, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
if I'm out and I don't have my camera around my neck, breaks so
Mm-hmm.
many barriers when I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the city and they see the camera around their neck, it automatically makes me more friendly to talk to. They automatically know I'm a photographer. You know what I'm saying? But
Right. Right.
the social media aspect, I think that people exchange IGs more than they do phone numbers. So it's
I
like it's
know.
almost
I know.
right. And so it's almost like to the point where like you gotta be it's like you gotta have an IG. Like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta have a website along with that. So when you say marketing in person, I think it really come down to like you can't market in person until you've like basically infiltrated.
Mm-hmm.
Daz said she honestly doesn't focus on her personal social media. You know what's crazy? She said that I feel the same way. I could almost
What's that?
delete it. She said, Dad said that she doesn't focus on her personal social media anymore. She only focuses on her business ones.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so
Okay,
let me
gotcha.
ask you this then.
Yeah, because
Let me
mine's is
back at you.
intertwined.
Huh?
Because mine's is intertwined.
So
So
that's what I'm about to say. How is that? Manage doing your business off of your personal. Because I
I,
don't do
I
that. I can't do that, bro.
me personally, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, because at the end of the day, I feel like that me being a DJ and me having my personal life, I'm still a father. I still work. So I intertwine it because I want you to know the real authentic me. I'm not just a DJ. I have a real career. I have kids. I have a life. So I want you to experience that with me. I'm not going to put my kids or expose too much information. But at the same time, I like to move like that because I think that's authentic for me. You need to see other things like, okay, he is a good DJ. He rocking parties out. He doing that. Okay. But also at the same time, I see he's a real person. And I think that's what people shy away from. Their social media looks so nice and gloomy. And then you meet them in person and they're the most awkward people ever. You ever met somebody like on the internet or whatever, like y'all rapping, y'all politicking? Hey, let's meet up. Let's do whatever, you know what I'm saying, for drinks, for business purposes, right?
Jay,
You go meet
you don't invite people for drinks on business purposes.
yeah, you do if you're trying to politic. Well, I do with DJs. I don't know about
Hey, hey, Jay, like,
podcasters,
no,
but
I'm not like, yo, that's awkward. Like, yo, let's go get a drink.
no,
Go
what's
ahead.
awkward is the conversations because they get there and they don't know how to do this. If you're not sitting behind a computer, they don't know how to say anything.
Yeah. Yes, but I think more. See, the thing about social media, bro, I don't think without the interaction. Like, for instance, I think
Mm-hmm.
there's if you don't get interaction, bro, no matter what, the social media thing don't matter that much. Because
Mm-hmm.
people lie. I hate when people say, "Oh, share it anyway." Post it 10,000 times. Bro, if ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
showing you love, you got to take a different route on social media. Whether it's
Yeah.
switching up your hashtags, whether it's finding new people to follow, whether it's going commenting on theirs. The game of marketing via social media, you can't, if you're going to market that way specifically, you have to dig in all aspects. You can't just say like, oh, I'm gonna post this. That's not marketing. You know what I'm saying? You got to really look up your hashtags. You got to know how to run ads. You
even told me that one time we was rapping, because I don't really post a lot,
at all.
Which is still, but at the end of the day, I still have done very well as a DJ. So word of mouth is still cool for me. But you told me that like it's social media is so deep, and this is how I don't get into it, like to the point to where it's certain times that you can post to get certain reaction. When you told me that, I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's a fact. Bro.
I don't think about stuff like that. I'm just sitting here thinking like, okay, cool. I hadn't posted in a while. Let me go ahead and, I stay relevant on there. Mm-hmm. But if I want to throw a video up there to kind of market it a little bit, that may not be considered marketing. But at the same time, I'm just showing, hey, I do this.
No, I only think it's not marketing if people aren't responding to it. What I'm saying is like people like I think you should promote your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think not you specifically. I'm saying anybody. But I think people should promote their things. But what I'm saying is if you posting 5 times and it's not getting a result that it should be, not saying to get a crazy result, but it's not even getting a consistent one. It's not even getting a buzz. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I look at it like this, and it's just being transparent. Like when I drop my content on Millennials vs. the World, when I'm, in my bag about, whatever, and I post something, I can have a post, the first post say get 30 likes, 5 comments, and the second post get 15 likes, 5 comments. It's kind of like what you said earlier. Mm-hmm. Those 15 may be somebody totally different where that information resonated with them. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with the new conversation that's created versus outdoing the last post. That's crazy how that connects to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's like the fact that the second post reached a new audience, and even though they all follow me, it reached people that wanted to share it now to their audience because everybody doesn't share. So to me, when it comes to marketing, you got to understand what content provokes what emotion or provokes what conversation.
Exactly.
And you're gonna fail sometimes, bro.
Absolutely. We all do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and my family on my personal page will always outdo everything else. Honestly speaking, bro, to me, that's the same one. So to me, it's like I ain't really like my family. I post them because I love them, and you know what I'm saying, I show them love, but like at where I'm at now with everything, bro, and the way things are really going up, I don't feel the need to like promote my family as much or show them everything I got going, showing the world, everything I got going on with my family, because then it becomes about protection to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that a lot of times,
and I could see that to a certain extent. That's why when I post like, daddy-daughter dates and stuff like that, or I'm posting stuff with my kids, it's not, first of all, it's not for any type of likes. This is just for me having memories and creating those memories. And at the same time, I understand that there's a possibility that, my kids could be exploited, through social media. Mm-hmm. And, that's just a risk that I'm willing to take, because at the end of the day, I personally just feel like that's me being authentic. Mm-hmm. I'm being Jay, because the same Jay, and a lot of people don't move like this, but the same Jay or the same DJ J Dub 336 that you meet on Instagram, I guarantee you is the same person you meet in real life. So a lot of people can't say that.
Let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on people like that don't pick up the phone but get on social media and try to like say their feelings in social media subliminally to people instead of, what's your feelings on when people?
You mean like if I call you and you don't pick up the phone, you saying? Or we got?
No, I'm saying like, say we supposed to have a conversation, or like me and you. I'm saying, what do you feel like when people replace communication with statuses? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is that you just not willing to bring that to the. Yeah, I had to edit what I was about to say.
Hey Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
Boy, I had to edit that. I can't say it on here.
Nah, go ahead.
I can't say it. But I mean, God about to say, you acting like you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But nah, I just feel like that's a coward move. Like, why sit here? First of all, this is why I feel like.
Why do you think people do that?
Because they scared to face what reality is. They scared that if they have that conversation, that they're not going to come out with the W. So what they do is run to the internet, put up us
coming with that fire. Go ahead.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Matt. So people put those posts up because what they can do is you can manipulate those posts, right? Let's say, for example, me and you get into it, right? And then I put up there, something about real friends and all this woo-de-woo, right? Now, you know personally that post is about you, right? What I can do to manipulate that post and say, well, if the shoe fits, I wasn't talking about you. I didn't say that about you. That's coward stuff.
Yeah.
Be direct. Like if it ain't directed, it ain't respected, bro. If it ain't directed, it ain't respected.
Okay. I
be
like
direct.
That. Hey, so Matt asked, do you guys think a business can survive without social media in this day and age? You want to take? Well, I think
you take that first. Yeah, you take that first.
No, you can rap about like your DJing joint though now though.
Oh, a business survive? Yeah, absolutely. Every gig that I've got, I've gotten. I've been DJing for 2 years, by the way, y'all. DJ 336. Y'all go follow me on Instagram. Oh, my bad. That's promoting social media. But let me go ahead and tell you.
No, you stupid.
But look, I've been DJing for 2 years now. I think I booked 2 gigs off social media.
He done refunded 50% of his gigs, y'all. Just so
yeah, all right, bro. I refunded 2 gigs in my life, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
He said, hey, Jay, why you actually say the real? Yeah, just know.
Hey, yeah, because
that money gonna went back half the time.
You ain't about to slander my name.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, bro. That bread done went back, boy. They done said, nah,
hey,
man.
Look, we're about to start showing invoices, not, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, go ahead.
Hey.
Oh, no, damn. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I said, talk nicely. Yeah.
Damn,
hey,
my bad.
If it ain't directed, it ain't respected. You know what I'm talking about? But real talk, I've gotten probably about 2 or 3 gigs off social media. Every other gig in the last 2 years, and I've been booked like crazy, has been word of mouth. Yeah. So me personally, Matt speaking, I think it can because it's about your product that you do. I don't promote a lot on social media, but other businesses, and I think the avenue that you're in, sometimes, I'm gonna tell you how it worked out for me, just to give Matt an example, right? Somebody had posted on Facebook for me they were looking for a DJ for a birthday, 31st birthday party, right? This girl,
I saw that, and for the record, you never got added. Go ahead.
That's what I was about to say. Now, for the record too, this girl has a great following on social media. Hold on,
did you not get added for real?
Bro, I'm not capping.
Oh.
This is why I want to tell Matt too, because I know he listening. Anybody else is listening too. I keep saying Matt, but I know it's more people listening.
Yeah.
So
it's Matt talking to us right now, though.
Okay, so look, this girl has a great following. She had commented looking for a DJ. Out of all the comments, it was probably about 348 comments to what everybody was adding DJs. You know, multiple times they were re-adding people, but 346, about 48 comments. Cool. I didn't even see the post. 2 weeks went by, right? I got a call personally from her. Not a call. She hit me up on Facebook, excuse me. And she said, hey, I was seeing if you had this date available because I wanted you to DJ, and you DJ'd my homegirl's party last month. Just think about the power within that. I hadn't been added on anything. So to me personally, Matt, like that's a way of survival. Like my product speaks for itself.
Yeah. And to piggyback off on it, I know, Matt, this is going to be twofold. So I'm going to say yes and no. It can if you don't start that way. So to Jay's story, to Jay's, testament, Jay ain't really start with a whole lot of like, come check me out. We did the podcast and chill joint.
That's what I'm about to say. That was the first thing.
But like it went to social media and they saw you DJing, but it wasn't like, hey, check me out, I'm spinning here. And then you started doing the parties around you, which made people like, damn, he really getting it. And then they told people. So, Matt, I think if you started to where you brand yourself as like a content heavy social media, like logistic type person, it gets really hard to peel it back then because that's how people contact you. But I think if you started like I prefer to like grassroots with it, hit the people up around you. Like, well, with me being a photographer, like Jay, I told you like, bro, let me do your family pictures. I was like, bro, let me do your family pictures. I was like, yo,
which was dope, by the way.
Appreciate it. When we had that party in the mountains, like, yo, I'm about to shoot this, or I'm like, I did my wife's maternity shoot. I did our family pictures. You ask the people around you, and as it starts to expand, is really the word of mouth. If you get the word of mouth buzz going, social media is just a way for people to contact you, and the business can really survive. So I think if you start grassroots, like let me get it from the ground up, texting everybody in your phone. Like when I started, everybody if you needed professional headshots, if you needed a product photography, for the photography for my own brand, yeah, it went on social media. But the way I got that work was the way I got that work was,
bro, what did you laughing at?
Because Matt said, boy. Boy. So the way I got that work was like, bro, I'm Jay, you know it, bro. Remember we went to the mountains and I was like, hey, bro, make sure y'all get a family outfit because I'm shooting y'all family pictures when we get done. And that Sunday when we left, I was like, hey, bro, let me get them family pictures real quick. And I think once you do that, it's how you started. It's how you started. Like I have a photography page, but honestly speaking, I could probably just went from my brand page and just posted what I did on the brand, and people people start hitting me up. And last thing before I give it back to you, Jay, one of my biggest clients, she has a modeling agency. I met her through my wife. Fresh with the camera. I'm like, yo, let me come through, click y'all up, make sure everything, you know what I'm saying, look good. Did the first one, boom. She's like, yo, like, appreciate you. I'm like, yeah, let me know when the next one is. Did the second one, boom. Like, damn, this is really good. And what started to happen as her agency got used to me coming, all her models started saying, hey, can I get a family shoot? Can you do this for me? I never once posted like, hey, trying to, you know what I mean? And you remember on my birthday when we went to that event in DC with the
that was with Styles, right?
Yeah, with the event. And we was like, yo, let me shoot y'all these pictures. I think, and this is kind of a nice transition, I think the art of networking has been lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like even I'm not gonna say no names at this spot, but like even when we found where the Juneteenth social was, Jay, that was because we pulled up at an event and talked. You know what I'm saying? But how do you feel about where networking is in person versus sliding in DMs? How do you feel about those two things?
I feel like people are afraid. People are afraid of rejection in person, so they slide in DMs. And it's like, if you can get let down easy in the DM. To me, networking in person, you can kind of gauge a person's real feelings, their intentions. When you DMing somebody, it's like, okay, it's like reading somebody's feelings through a text message. You can't do that. So anything can be misinterpreted. Like so me personally, I'm a face-to-face networker. Hey, let's meet up. That's always my first thing. Somebody hit me up and they slide in my DM or I slide in their DM. Hey, I appreciate your work. Would love to collab with you. Let's meet up. That's always my next thing. Because
you keep going. We answering Matt's question now and didn't even know it. Keep going.
Yeah, because like when you get to that point to where you're actually meeting them in person, I think people are just afraid of that because they don't know how it's gonna go. And I think this might hurt a couple people. I think people, when you meet somebody networking in person, it really showed them that you really ain't got all your shit together. And people can fake that on the internet.
Yeah.
But it's like when you sitting down and you politicking and you sitting here like, listen, I'm thinking about putting that.
Why you always politicking, bro?
Hey, you got the politic now. You know what I'm saying? When you sitting down, you politicking. You know what I'm talking about? When you sitting down and you politicking and you actually coming with that fire, you like, okay, you know what? I like your idea. I like where you're going with this. Here's our startup fee. This is what we're talking about. Let's move forward. Somebody might be like, whoa now. And then you looking like, hold on, wait a minute. You sitting here with 23.5 followers, you know what I'm saying? K followers, all this shit. Like you legit, you blue check certified. Yeah. I'm over here working out, but it just shows you that people, excuse me, let me stop rambling. I think I answered it already.
So I'm gonna go. So Matt asked this question, but we had kind of start speaking on it. He said, speaking of word of mouth, could y'all speak on the importance of networking and talking to people? And what would you say is what would you say is stronger, networking or marketing? So I'm gonna kind of dig into the bag Jay just went into. Bro, 90% of Matt, and you can attest to this. My camera, that's not really work. That's not really networking, but word of mouth has outdone when it comes to my brand, when it comes to my photography. I would honestly say sales and bookings is like 90-10. I have ran some super Matt said, I agree, Jay, human interaction has definitely been disrupted by social media. So yes. Word of mouth to me is undefeated. The reason why I like books I read, podcasts I listen to, even when we texting about what to rap about, it's like the word of mouth of the way things happen. Or if you say like, yo, I'm trying to do this, I'd be like, yo, bro, I know somebody that does this and I send them your way. The reason why word of mouth, I feel like, is way more powerful than marketing, because when you do word of mouth, it's already coming from a reliable source.
Right.
If I go,
that's good. Oh, that's good.
You know
that's good.
I'm saying, like, if I go to somebody like, yo, my bro a DJ, I know he'll rock your party out. Versus you trying to spin and make a mix on the internet and trying to prove you're as good as this mix is. But when I go to somebody and be like, yo, he'll kill it. I already know hands down. Like, or we set them an event. I'm like, yo, I know two, like you know my two go-tos. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that those people I can say like, yo, no, I know he's gonna kill it. There's nothing else to be said. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same way if with photography for me, people say like, oh nah, he did my event shoot. Like, nah, trust me. I don't have to convince you. When you're marketing to people, yes, a good marketing play, but you gotta get a funnel in place, get them on your website, collect their information. Versus Jay, how many parties have you left when you had to give out cards and the next week you getting text messages about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, such and such told me you was there. I know who was at your party. Can you do mine? How often does that happen to you?
Everyone I've done. I've even booked a DJ gig at a party while I was still DJing.
Come on, bro.
Like, and that's not, that's not the bragging. That's just me being real though, bro. Like at the end of the day, that word of mouth is powerful. And I'm gonna be honest with you too, Sneak, because we kind of got a little bit of old school in this when it comes to like certain principles and values and stuff. I look at it like this, bro, and I'll be real and not standing there. Your word is your bond, bro. So you got to think about how reliable. I mean, you got to think about like somebody's willing to put their neck out there for you. So if somebody comes to me, this is how I look at it. If somebody say, hey, I need a videographer or I need a photographer, right? And they say, hey, this is the guy you need to go with. I'm looking at you because I'm thinking in my head, I actually rock with you. I trust what you're saying. And if you're willing to put your neck out for this person, they got to be what you're saying.
For sure.
Like, it's no way.
And I think another important part about it, like you said earlier, which was crazy and it was beautiful what you said. Like, I also think that when you say, so I'm going to connect it back to when you said, like, when you're in person, people know you don't have it all the way together. You can't finesse that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reading this book. And that could work for you or against you. And I would say against you.
Yep.
I'm reading this book called, I finished reading it actually. It's called Power Shift by Damon John, right? And he was
you telling me about that.
Yeah, but one of the chapters is about like, remember that they're people too. So even when you in person, the social media, how many DMs do you think they have? You know what I'm saying? How many likes or comments do you think they got to go through? But what he was explaining in the chapter that really stuck with me, which happens to me and you a lot, is like when I'm in if I see you out in public and I say I don't even know who you are, but you're somebody of importance or somebody that I could potentially work with, for that, let's say 7 minutes of conversation, I'm going to it's just me being me. I have your full attention for 7 minutes. When you scroll on social media for 7 minutes, you're already competing with all the comments that you're reading and trying to get through there. You feel me? So when you do it in person, the same way it may show you that I don't have all my stuff together, or not stuff together, but like I'm human, I can make mistakes. Is the very same way it can like propel you to the next level because that person's a human too. Like a lot of times we think that because people have X amount of followers or because somebody that made $100,000 that they possess knowledge and skills that we don't have. And that don't mean you can't bring the game to them about what you're trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Bro, absolutely. So when you in person, you got to think about it. To me, you got to think about it like this. You got that person's undivided attention. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you got that person's undivided attention for however long you can keep them there. You ain't competing with likes and comments. And when I'm going to tell you a thing about me. If we rap and we going in like that, bro, once you be like, nah, man, you need to take down my information and it ain't no card. It's like a phone number exchange. Matt getting in a bag tonight.
What you done did to Matt, boy? You done pissed him off,
bro. He getting in a bag tonight. And you don't give me that information, bro. To me, when somebody give you their personal number and they're like, nah, we need to get up. To me, that's way more powerful than somebody liking a DM back after they done met you, talk to you for a while. Because I'm the king of like, nice meeting you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be around. But when the opportunity presents itself, I take advantage. So Matt said, can y'all speak on the emotional aspects of business? I think a lot of people think business is all about marketing strategies, etc. And they forgot the emotional side that comes from your client. Oof.
That's tough. Man.
Hey, I got a couple. It's so funny that we talk to each other when we on the way to these things. But I'm gonna let you take that, bro. I just got finished talking, bro.
The emotional aspect he's saying that we take on.
Do it from both sides, dealing with an emotional client and your emotions in business. Do both sides.
Yeah. Okay. I think your emotions, it's hard for you to detach your emotions in business when you're trying to actually give out a good product. And the reason why is because if you're not taking their emotions into consideration, I don't think that you can fulfill necessarily what they're looking for. So when it comes to DJing, I talk to all my clients. I say, hey, what experience are you looking for? What type of music genre? Try to get down on all that stuff. But when when I get there, I still have to do my job, which is reading the crowd. I have to sit there and understand, like, okay, this is hitting, this is not hitting. So let's say let's say I'm DJing and the lady comes up to me and say, yeah, we're not really feeling this right now. Emotionally, you have to be willing to understand what she's saying and get out of your personal self. Because if you get emotional, like, nah, it's me, like you gonna mess the bag up and you're gonna potentially mess up a client for the future, which is what I look for. I'd rather call back clients than new ones any day. I love new clients, but I would rather you be a reoccurring client. For sure. So emotionally, for me, I had to learn how to control my emotions. And then another thing too, you go into a party and I'm DJing, I got 50 people coming up to my table, 2 of them trying to tell me to play their mixtape, the other 2 asking for requests that don't matter. You have to be emotionally sane because it's like, listen, I get all that, you know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm here for Sarah. This is Sarah's event. She gave me a playlist. I'm sticking to that playlist. I would love to throw your request in. Here's my request jar. You have to stay sane because emotionally, if you get out of whack, bro, you have to understand that that's an experience that customer, again, is going to carry word of mouth that could damage you in the long run.
For sure.
So me dealing with an emotional customer, I have to learn different tactics and ways of calming them down and soothing them to where at the end of the day, they feel like they paid for an experience and they got what they deserve.
For sure. Bro. So first of all, I wish I would have went first because that's hard to go after. but shut up, bro. Nah, I'm serious, but I'm gonna attack it from like the same vibe, and then so I think for me being I guess it's kind of the same thing, photographer, right?
Yep.
When you capturing somebody's engagement shoot, somebody's maternity shoot, somebody's family pictures like because it seems like you can set up another thing and another event and shoot their pictures. When it comes to things like an engagement shoot or like a wedding or like a maternity shoot,
talk about it.
You only get that one. And this is what a lot of people don't realize when you're dealing in the field of like photography and video, things where you're capturing stuff. You have to make people that don't know you trust you comfortable enough for them to express their true emotion. Trying to provoke an emotion out of somebody that you don't know. I'm learning every aspect about you as I'm shooting. Remember when we was on an engagement shoot?
Yes.
Bro, I did not know them like that. So I had to find a way to genuinely make them laugh so I can capture their moment. And then the most nerve-wracking part for me is like when they get home, I get home, and they're like, oh my God, we really loved it. Can't wait to see them. And you going through them like, yo, these joints gotta be fire because
exactly.
Boy,
expectation pressure is high.
Bruh. And then like when you give them to them, but when you click send or you share that folder and you waiting on them to say something back, I'm gonna tell you the telltale sign that I know they love it without them saying anything. If I send a folder and like 2 minutes later, I got a tag like when they at you in the story and they send you a message. Once that happened, before you even text me back or message me back, done deal.
Hey, you solidified.
Bro, people don't share stuff they don't like. And then Matt, I also tap into this, bro.
Yeah, and then when you get done, I'm gonna tell Matt another story. I'm gonna tell the people. I keep saying Matt because we refer to him. I'm gonna tell the people another story.
Yeah, it's a couple people in there, but Matt the only one commenting. But
okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell Matt a story.
And another thing, Matt, managing your emotion, not like the actual entrepreneur themselves, those emotions. Managing the emotions were like, yo, I might have to give this client their money back, take an L on bread, and still find a way to come up with the winning product. You know what I'm saying? When shoots ain't coming in for a month, or shoots aren't coming in for 2 weeks, or shoots ain't coming in for however long, or product not selling, my hoodie's not coming off. You like, oh, you got to separate facts from feelings. You know what I'm saying? Feelings can't stop facts. but facts set the boundaries for feelings. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Okay, that's good.
You always gotta know what's the fact. No matter how I'm feeling, what's really happening here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the client done paid their money. They need this. Can I deliver this? If the answer is no, they got to get the bread back, no matter how you feel.
That's a fact.
If I can't deliver what was agreed upon, no matter what I'm feeling, you got to give it back, bro. But you and your story, Jay. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you good. That was actually really good. I'm gonna have to steal that from you. Well, you got to text me that tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Text me that tomorrow. But look, no, to give Matt a little story, bro. I don't know what it was, and Keenan, you can be, you know, bro. For it was one spurt where I had 4 gigs, and nothing at the beginning went right at all.
Oh,
I got the one. I'm gonna tell you one of them. I was doing a baby shower, talking about pressure, and Matt talking about controlling your emotions. I was doing a baby shower. Got there early. I always try to get there at least 30 minutes to an hour early to allow for setup time. Mm-hmm. I'm setting up everything. Everything's
DJ,
going good.
Now, mind you, y'all, he does all this off of his phone. He DJs off his phone.
Get the fuck out of here. See, I can't deal with you, bro.
He DJs off YouTube.
Yeah, all right, bro. Okay. Oh, yeah, social media, internet. Yeah, all right. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. So I get there. Everything is like, I'm like, all right, cool. Setting up my speakers, getting ready to do a sound check. This is about, so now I finally get there. My laptop's moving slow today. I'm like, damn, what's going on with my laptop? Cool, trying to help it set up. So now we about 15 minutes away. Normally, I've already done 2 sound checks already. I'm ready to hit play. Because for my customers, if you tell me from 4 to 9, 4 o'clock, that play getting hit, we vibing out for the rest of the night. My damn computer started updating in the middle of me. So I'm sitting here like, nah, this can't be serious. And the clock is ticking. It's at 15%, 18%. I mean, moving slow as hell. Now, mind you, talking about controlling your emotions because the lady is for her daughter. So she comes to me, hey, this is what song I want them to walk into. They just pulled up. I'm like, oh, shit. Boy. So you talking about press. So I said, hey, give me a couple seconds. You know, I got you. She like, okay, cool. I said, it's still a little bit early. You know, we did say 4, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to smooth a couple things out.
It takes some finesse right there.
Take some finesse because I'm like, she, you know, to my credit, I do have to 4. Yeah. Okay, at this point, it's 3:55. Yeah. Computer finally done updating. I'm like, cool. Bet. Go to my DJ Serato. I got to re-download the shit because the update uninstalled it. So I had to go install it again. Mind you, this is where all my music is. Bro, it was nothing but the grace of God. At 3:59, I finally got it up. I heard her type the song that she wanted, and I literally played off one side of my controller just to get that song out while I was still low-key loading everything else up. But it took that finesse to get that done. But, man, it's just like when you in those moments, you got to control that because I could have easily sat there and been like, man, I can't do this. Yeah. You know, you can't counsel on somebody 15 minutes before it's about to happen. So that's a little story I just had to give out there.
And to that point, I actually remember that. That's funny.
I know you do, bro. I called you, bro. I was sweating bullets.
But and to that point, bro, you don't. I know, bro. Like he's not. Something's wrong with Jay. I know, bro.
Hey,
they laughing at your crazy behind, bro.
Bro, I'm being real.
Hey, look. Hey, Jay, you told her, yeah, we did say 4 though. You did.
Hey, smooth finesse. I was like, no, I understand. Hey, trust me. Listen, I got you. Calm down. You don't worry about nothing. I promise you I'm gonna rock it out. But we did say 4 though. Give it a little bit longer. We're gonna be good to go. I got you.
Hey, Jay.
I had to throw that in
what
there.
Was your heart doing? What was your heart doing while you was talking to him?
Boy, about to die over there sweating bullets. I was like, yo, you got. And I was sitting there the whole time I was thinking because you know how when you walk into a room, it's like literally everybody, because they stood up already because they was about to come in the door. And everybody got their phones out. Motherfuckers looking back at me. The mama in the corner like this. All right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now I done gave her the wireless microphone and I got a wireless microphone. So she low-key over there ready to introduce all this shit. So she keep looking back at me. I'm over there smiling. I'm about to hit play right now. Whole time. Computer still. I was bored. I'm talking about sweating bullets.
Hey, Jay, and what make all that worse is, bro, that check already done cleared. But they done put that check in your account.
I'm talking about the whole check it cleared. The whole check was cleared.
Bro,
I'm sitting here thinking like, bro, I can't get this bread back.
See, bro, I ain't had nothing that crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna try. So when is the scenario where? What's the scenario where they don't ask for? Have you ever they don't ask for the bread back, but you feel obligated to give it back based off how you feel about your performance, or if the customer don't ever say anything, you keep it. Does that question make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think the only time that has happened to me is I actually DJ'd and I was DJing, and in the middle of me DJing, one of my speakers bust.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
like gracious.
Like it was mad.
It was like what,
staticky.
Jay?
You know what I'm saying? Like it was mad staticky. So I'm sitting there like, I'm like, yo, this not right. Like something's not right. So, the customer she came up there, she pulled me to the side. She was like, yeah, it doesn't sound right. People are complaining about the sound. And I was thinking in my head, shit, like she already done paid me. So I already told myself, listen, at the end of the night, I'm gonna go ahead and give her money, half of her money back, just to show her like, I ain't come here to do this. This was unexpected. Mm-hmm. But I did bang the rest of the party out with the one speaker, and it was loud enough to sustain. And I did offer. I said, hey, listen, I know it didn't go as planned. I want to give you half your money back. She was like, no, we had a great time. Like, that was just a little mishap. And it blew my mind because I was automatically thinking, let me get this girl money back, because I felt bad.
For sure. So Matt asked,
did you had an instance like that?
Oh, bro, so to me, when I've never no, Jay, to answer your question, no, but I have had instances where I felt like not charging the full price the relationship was more important than killing somebody on the price. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily, but Matt asked this question. How do y'all handle failure in business? How you take failure can seriously alter your motivation. So how do you guys handle it? You want me?
Yeah.
You want me to shoot? You want me to shoot first?
Yeah, go ahead and shoot from the hip.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like, I think first of all, you have to identify what failure is to you. Mm-hmm. And I think my expectations of myself make me feel like I'm failing way more than my numbers than my actual business is going. I literally was having this conversation with Jay earlier today. Like,
bro. That's why I was like, that's crazy.
It's crazy that he asking this, bro. So like, I would be like,
he been listening on our calls.
For real, bro. So like, in full transparency, bro, the past couple of days been really rough expectation wise. And if I'm being really real, it's like, for me this year, I'm trying to keep my high standard and let expectations go, because I can have, like, I'll give you something on the brand. I'll give you something on the brand month. This was maybe at the end of this is maybe October-ish of last year. I had my biggest Born to Win month, period. The biggest one I've ever had. But the way I got it and the way my systems failed me when it came to profit margins, I considered it a failure. But in reality, I generated the most revenue that I ever had from Born to Win. So when you say how do people handle it, I think as long as your business did not stop, it's not a failure. But you really got to check your expectations. Is it the business failing, or is it your expectation not being met? Because if you're shooting for the moon and you still land amongst the stars, did you really fail? So I think for me personally, I take hey, Matt said I'm not the feds. He said, I've seen people completely quit. What's the mindset that you got? Oh, excuse me. What's the mindset that got you where you are at podcast now and Jay with DJing?
The mindset that got me there was
saying that got us here. And hey, Dad said I wouldn't be with him if he was the feds. But hey, Jay, so we're gonna jump into what got us here, and then first about how do you view failure with your business? How do you handle it? But to finish start off, I handle it by understanding that if the business did not shut down, I didn't fail. But go ahead.
Absolutely. Like I view mine. That was definitely good. I hate to have to go after that, but I view mine the same too. Like as long as my business did not stop, it's not a failure. It's an opportunity for me to learn and grow from it. It's different things that I can pull from those experiences. But as long as I go to a party and I'm not, like I said, they have expectations that they set, which again, Matt, and I'm being real. I haven't DJ'd a party to where I never met their expectations or exceeded them.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Sure. But I've also DJ'd parties to where I felt like I didn't give my best, not because I didn't understand what I was doing. I just had stuff going on mentally to where I wasn't dialed in and focused. So in those moments, man, I feel like I failed myself. I don't feel like I failed as a business because I still gave them quality. So what I had to realize is as long as, like you said, the business is not stopping and I'm continue moving on and continue being booked, whatever my expectation is, I need 1 gig a month, 2 gigs a month. As long as I'm doing that, and then I don't feel like I'm failing because I feel like it's all in the mindset. Like you only fail when you stop completely because it's a lesson in every failure, and that's what keeps us going. Like it's gonna be a party to where you go to. Matter of fact, I told Keenan, and I'm gonna be real with you, man. I told Keenan this. One of the
sorry
most
for the other people in the chat. I know we keep saying Matt, but he's just the one. Him and Dad's are messaging. We're not neglecting. And the people on audio. Let me give this disclaimer. I don't even know how long we've been up here, but people that's going to hear this on audio, we shoot these live. So when you hear us refer to Matt, that's one of our supporters, my bro. So we're not neglecting you all's opinion, but he's literally speaking to us while we talk. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Right. No, you good. Good disclaimer. But I told Keenan one of the most challenging parties that I ever did in my whole life DJ career for 2 years when I did a team party. I told him that. That was the hardest party for me to do because number one, they weren't engaged at all. They was outside half the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was DJing it by myself. And then, trying to finesse and learn they different music. They did having all these requests. I felt like I was failing because I'm like, damn, am I that bad to where they got to sit outside all night?
Yeah.
Then I realized, when the parents came in and they was talking to me, I actually got another gig because the lady was like, man, you turned this thing out. I'm looking like, for who? When nobody in here. Like, but you know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, in that moment, I felt like I was feeling mad. So it's all in the mindset.
For sure. So Matt, the next one, he said he's seen people completely quit. What mindset that got you to where the podcast is now and Jay with DJing? So I can kind of speak on. So Matt, let me say this, bro. This is something that people don't a lot of people don't know. I don't consider I'm on YouTube, but I consider a podcast, an audio, a podcast. I've started. If you look back in the past 6 or 7 years, I've done like the podcast video thing multiple times. Like I did it when I first moved up here about 8 years ago. Jay, you remember when I came to your house and we was recording on my phone?
I remember. I remember that.
And Matt, honestly, bro, I think I've learned with podcasting in the creative space that's very, I don't like to call things saturated. I would say competitive. I think you really got to dial into what progression looks like. You know what I'm saying? I think and I was literally telling Jay this today. Sometimes, bro, I'm not satisfied with the numbers I see, but the numbers never go down. You've been here with me at the house and I showed you my numbers, how consistent people show me love, how people always sharing, how people always tapping in, all that stuff. But man, I got to this point because I literally have a vision for my show. You know what I'm saying? I really wish I could say the whole thing, but I really have a vision for the show, bro. And I think all these things, when you visualize the big picture, it's like stem, it's like from the stem of your brain, bro. It shocks out to all the wavelengths that you got to do. Right now, consistency, bro. Today, I did not feel like getting on recording today, bro. Straight up. No,
and you said that too. That's real. Yeah, you said that too. That's real.
Bro, I did not feel like being up here, bro. But the thing is, it's the year of always to take it to the next level. I got to do. It's the year of doing what I have to do, not what I want. So I believe a lot of times when you mix your passion in with something that can, it's honestly doing something I'm passionate about, bro. Anybody know me know I love to talk. Jay let me. Jay up here got me talking about 40 minutes out of the 50. You know what I'm saying? But
get the fuck out of here. I'm all right.
but no, man, I think it's all about your frame of mind and your end goal. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes you start things for them to finish. Like some people do things in order for them to stop, to move on to the next. My podcast will be here when Cameron's in middle school because it's going to evolve. But as far as a talk show goes and being in the atmosphere, being in the environment of collaborating with people, doing this with my bros, you know what I'm saying? You can't make this up. You know what I mean? So like
that's a fact.
What allows the podcast to get to this point is constant progression. And if something, I'm gonna stop on here and pass it to Jay. But the number one thing I learned, bro, is you don't allow mistakes to stop you. You just never make the same mistake. So if I do something, and I'll say this, and you was a part, Matt, you was a part of something that I learned. When we did our first podcast and chill, I should have never split it into 11 videos. I should have made it one video that was 2 hours long. If people watched 2 hours, they did. If they didn't, they didn't. Then if you go back and look at my podcast party, the whole thing is there. I didn't split it up. So you just learn not to make the same mistake over, and you'll see the progression. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
I agree. No, that was good. That was actually really good for me. When my mindset changed with DJing and stuff like that, I kind of carried the same mindset throughout my whole life. But it really changed for me when I came into the DJ world, because I show a lot of love, and I'm real big on like the energy you put out always comes back to you. So I try to be a positive person. I don't always succeed at it, but I try my best.
Yeah,
what I realize is, I know I'm not always positive, but what I realize is, for me, DJing wise, what's for me is for me. And you have to realize that when you're in the DJ world, because like so many people, it's so many other DJs that were before me that started out before me, and they're looking at me like, well, dang, how's he getting all these gigs? And how's he getting booked way more than me? And like I always told him, I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. I just realize in life, what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. So I'm going to show love. You know what I'm saying? A DJ post some stuff, I'm going to love their picture and shout them out. That's what's up, bro. Do your thing. Because at the end of the day, what's for me is for me. You're not going to stop my bookings. And there's enough people to go around. People always view it as like, oh,
yo, Matt in a bag tonight, bro. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
It is healthy competition. But at the end of the day, with healthy competition, as long as you understand and true to who you are, you're going to succeed no matter what. Keep that mindset. And it has not failed me DJing for these 2 years, bro. I have continuously got booked, even when people were supposed to get booked before me. Bro, it is what it is. What's for you is for you.
And all facts. And that was probably the biggest thing of both of our success, I would say. So Matt just said, I know how close you guys are and your friendship goes way back. What do you think is key for finding genuine friends that can help you grow and develop?
Okay. See, Matt trying to start some shit. I think he got a notepad. Yeah, he really been waiting on Monday.
Yo, go ahead. No, you got this, Jay. I'm gonna go.
No. You hold on. What was the question again?
Damn. He said, I know how the first one. He said, I know how close you guys are, and I know your friendship goes way back. What do you think are key for finding genuine friends that can help you grow and develop? His second question is, negative people can really hurt your journey. How do you all keep your circle tight and stay with the real ones?
Okay. First question. To answer the first question, Matt. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I'm going to jump back to it. It's all about what you put out. Energy is reciprocated. So you put that good energy out into the atmosphere, I think you'll attract, because you attract what you put out. You can't be positive all the time, but as long as you take that mindset, you try to attract that. The second thing that I think helped me and Keenan, and just helped me in general with the people that I chose to have in my circle at this very moment in my life, is that knowing how to choose people that know how to play their position. Right. Everybody has to have that common goal in mind. If we're all coming together, this is what it's for. I may not have to put up 40 tonight, but I know that as long as I get my 15 assists and 8 rebounds, we're going to win. And I'm cool with that. You got to have people that are genuinely cool with playing their position and executing it so well, because it's not looked at as like this is one boss and we all working for this person. We're all bosses. Mm-hmm. You're a boss in your avenue. You're a boss in marketing. You're a boss in DJing. You're a boss. If everybody viewed it as that, nobody would view it as, oh, well, we working for this person. No, like-minded people will take you, having a like-minded view on what your goal is, Matt, will take you to that next level.
For sure. And so, Matt, you know you about to make me go in. But the first thing first is, bro, me and Jay, for real, and Lewis, I've known Lewis for a long time. Me and Jay being as close as we are, like, bro, if I'm being real, like super real, bro, me and this dude ain't have nothing together. Like through the careers,
that's a fact.
The careers, the degrees, the masters, buying the home, all that stuff. Man, me and this dude knew each other when we was struggling, like didn't have anything. So I don't think
trenches
for sure. And there's nothing that Jay can get that I feel like he doesn't deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Vice versa.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that when it comes to like, how do you find genuine friendships? And I'll be real, bro. I met Jay through my wife. So I think Jay, my friendship with him is a testament to how authentic him and my wife were as friends. And it just transferred over to our friendship and our brotherhood. So when it comes to that genuine friendship, bro, like when you in the trench work together and you know how hard people work to get what they need, and we're not even just talking about business. Like when you know people and you've seen their struggles and they've seen your struggles and you cried on their shoulder, they cried on yours, nothing material can separate us. Because we know what it's like not to have that stuff. So you give him $1 million, give me 10 million, you just gave us 11 million.
That's a
it
fact.
ain't no it ain't no situation where, oh, why he get 10 and I got 1. Bro, we know we're gonna eat. We don't know what it look like, but we know we're gonna eat together. So
That's a fact.
that don't never really change the game for us. And the second one, Matt, how the negative people, they can hurt your journey, bro. You always gonna have that. You always gonna have people. You negative people don't present as negative people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, negative people don't come knocking on your door like, hey, I'm negative. Nah, like the energy could be the same, but bro, you just got to realize as life goes on, the way the negative people show during conflict. When
adversity the brings out true character.
They do, bro. So like, Matt, you don't keep, honestly, you try your best to eliminate it, but honestly, bro, negative people are all around you, and good people can have negative moments.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Really, you know what I'm saying? So it goes down to knowing impact versus intent. Like I know who Jay is. Say Jay, we disagree. What's going to humble me in the situation is like, I know Jay not like that. Like I may not have liked what he done, but I know in his heart of hearts and my heart of heart, he's not like that for real. So let's figure out why did this happen that way and move on. You know what I'm saying? So you keep negative people out by believing people when they show you the true colors and having conversation. If you can't resolve any conflict, they gotta go.
Gotta get up out of there.
My bad.
Exit stage left.
Yeah, I know I said, but back to you, brother.
No, I mean, I ain't got nothing else to add on that.
Oh yeah, but honestly,
that was well said.
And full transparency, bro. Like even this segment that we're on right now, this was like AOJ. You available Monday at this time? What we doing? Send them the link. Bet. Say less. It's not you when you locked in as friends, as brothers with people. It's more about knowing that they got your back even when you may not know everything. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like there are things that friendships bring that you can't really quantify them. If Jay be like, hey, bro, I'm about to go DJ this joint, bro. He'll say to me, like, I think this is a great opportunity. You think you can pull up with your camera? And or vice versa, like, hey, Jay, like you may not be spinning, but like I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna need that joint, man. Just pull up with me and parlay a little bit.
I'm there.
Yeah, bro. You just eat with who you start with, and to me, when you've
that's
been
a real motto, and I live by that daily, bro. That's
for sure.
Eat with who you start with, bro.
Yeah, for sure. But damn, Matt, you had some good questions, boy.
I know, man. Shit, we bringing Matt up here next week. Fuck all the bull.
Let's bring that boy Matt in. Hey, bro,
I think that boy. Hey, we can't bring Matt up here because I think he's really scared of that face-to-face interaction. So he really trying to. Yeah, he trying to live through social media.
He got us tapped anyway, bro. He got the YouTube tap, boy.
Nah, Matt, get up, pull up on Matt.
Hey, Jay, how do you feel about the negative people thing, though? You didn't speak on that. How do you feel about the negative people?
The only thing that you said that like really hit home for me is that good people can have negative moments, bro. You just have to realize that everybody's human, and I think that's the only thing that really blindsides people and it makes them look at people different. Good people can really just have negative moments. And the other thing you said, which was good too, is that like even in those moments of them they're not a bad person. I just really live off intent. So anytime I look at a person and I feel like I really, really know them and I trust their character, I always get humbled in the situation because I'm like you said, nah, that's not them. They had a moment. That's not them though. But you got to know, like you said, what's the difference between a moment and a transition in a person.
For sure.
You have to know the difference.
For sure. And the last thing I think I'll say to close out on that, Matt, you don't always get it right, bro. Sometimes people in your life for a reason, a season, or, I ain't gonna say a lifetime, but like, you don't always get it right. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody that left my life is negative, and I don't think everybody that stayed is positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always get it right the first time. I think the biggest thing is, again, like even we said earlier in the business aspect, you just don't make the same mistake twice. You feel me? Like you try, if you've seen it before, you try not to, even if you maneuver around it different, but the result becomes the same. I just literally don't think that you should make the same mistake twice. You feel me? But Jay, before we close out, bro, I guess the last thing I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on like how you support your friends in business? Like can you only support your friends financially? Can you only support never mind, hold on. Oh, Matt just asked a question. Never mind, don't answer that. How do you split a negative moment from a negative person? You want it, Jay?
Basing it off character. Just how I look at it is based it off character, man. You have to judge. It's a judgment of character.
Yep.
And also, too, to me, what makes it easier in that situation is having a memory. Like, were we in the trenches together? If so, how did they react then? But for the most part, it's just judging the character, bro. If a person, like I said, if a person has never stepped out of this character and done this and it really happened, I have to ask myself, like, what triggered this? Because this is not them.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens is when it keeps happening, Matt, then you realize this is a transition in the person. This is them. I need to believe this for what it is.
For sure.
That's how I decipher it.
For sure. So I'm literally going to piggyback off what Jay just said. Matt, the biggest way to decipher between the two for me is this. A good person with a negative moment, it'll make you feel like, damn, why did they react like that? Like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
A negative person, every time something happens, they react the same way. Mm-hmm. They could be all good, buddy, but every time something happens, it's always this like real, like, damn, bro, what in the world's going on? But you'll start to realize, like, every time something happens, it always comes that way. That's kind of the red flags of a negative person.
Mm-hmm.
But if a good person, like, you know, y'all get into it, you know, that's cool, you know, whatever, nothing crazy happened. Then, like, y'all have a blow up and it just seems so out of character for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, say y'all get into it, you know, or not even get into it. Say, you know, a year goes by and you never really saw that part of them again, or you don't see it in the same aspect. You'll realize, like, oh, damn, they really just had a bad day, because you don't always know what people are going through. So, like, damn, they just kind of blew up, you know, damn, I ain't never seen that. You know, I hate that happened, but you'll realize their track record says that was just a blow up. It's not who they are. But a negative person, bro, 9 times out of 10, their reaction, their energy is the same around conflict. It all comes down to the way people handle conflict, bro. Positive people usually shy away from conflict, but like when they you know, may have a bad moment, you know, that's not really.
Yeah, because I've had some bad damn moments. We all have.
We all have. And the only thing that grounds me when I feel like that, I'm always, Matt, you got me thinking, bro. And 9 times out of 10, bro, a person that's not really negative, and I ain't talking about like narcissistic, we ain't getting into all that. 9 out of 10, bro, a positive person to apologize. Facts. A positive person to come at and be like, hey, bro, yo, before you even say something, my bad. I don't even know how that, like a negative person, oh, nah, bro, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it get wild, bro. But anyway, man, y'all know it's episode. What we gonna name this bad boy, Jay?
We're gonna name this bad boy Matt versus the world.
Matt versus the world. But nah, man, appreciate everybody in the live chat that's been tuning in with us, man. Appreciate Matt for all the comments and questions. Thank y'all. To all the audio listeners. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. It's your boy K. Mims, man. I got my bro DJ J Dub with me. We out.
Favorite DJ checking out.